Just can't get enough of Ryan Reynolds today, apparently. We're gonna watch Ryan Reynolds signing biggest MCU deal in history, bigger than RDJ's Deadpool. I don't know what exactly this information is entailing. I don't know the specifics. I mean, obviously the title is, you know, like, okay, he's getting a huge contract deal, possibly, but I don't know what any of that means. Like,
he's the new Kevin Feige. It's gonna be all his vision from here on out. Get ready for self-aware but very charming movies.
I'd be surprised if he was able to get a deal that big. So I don't know. I'm already apprehensive going into hearing this information. But yeah, I saw several people reporting this. We're gonna watch our friend Warren's Cosmic Wonder video.
I know, right?
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel, and today we have some major MCU news.
Let's see.
Possibly some of the biggest news in MCU history, according to a recent report that came out last night. Now, I know I don't normally do videos on Sundays, but I'm doing this video on Saturday night because this is insane news.
And we're putting this up Monday afternoon.
Deadpool, everybody is just absolutely excited for him to finally enter the MCU, and everybody is wondering when. And it seems like we're going to find that out relatively soon, as there's been a report that Ryan Reynolds is in talks with Marvel Studios right now to sign one of the biggest deals in Marvel history. Now, this report is coming from Daniel Richmond.
Of course.
DC universes, and a lot of his scoops in the past have been right, so he's a
that is true.
Source. And last night on his Patreon account, he posted this scoop. Marvel CCO Kevin Feige is interested in wanting to sign Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds to the biggest deal in MCU history. Now,
what is it?
Isn't said lightly.
What's the biggest deal?
It's a big deal.
The contract is big, but the impact on the MCU it could have is insanely big as well. Now, just to put this in perspective for you, Robert Downey Jr. initially agreed to 4 movies, 3 Iron Man movies and an Avengers movie. Then, of course, his contract was renegotiated.
He was also an Incredible Hulk.
And ultimately, he would end up appearing in 9 MCU films. Iron Man, Iron Man 2, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame.
Still didn't mention the Hulk?
You know, it's an underappreciated film.
To be bigger than Robert Downey Jr.
How?
That means that Ryan Reynolds is going to sign up for potentially 10 or more MCU films. Now,
what?
Of course, Ryan Reynolds is coming back. Everybody loves Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I think everybody would riot if Ryan Reynolds.
I don't know if I can believe
and
this.
in Deadpool 2, Ryan Reynolds wanted.
It'd be
control
cool.
over Deadpool, so we know that he loves the character and he wants to be in control over it. So no doubt that Ryan Reynolds is going to be playing Deadpool in the MCU. However, that doesn't mean that they won't use him for other potential roles. For example, he could play Deadpool, but he could do the voiceover for another character. But if we think about just who Deadpool is, it would actually make sense for Marvel to throw him in a bunch of different MCU movies while giving him his own Deadpool movies at the same time. If there's anybody that can hop through the multiverse in a very
That's when he should have showed up.
It's definitely
that should have been the
exact shot.
Insert him in there.
Now, of course,
The wig
Deadpool is
on.
Fox and it's not related to the MCU, but with Deadpool, you can do things that you can't normally do in other movies. And that's because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall.
There's no place like home. I share that home with someone you've met. The old blind lady from the laundromat. Al.
God, I miss cocaine.
Her. Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
So he can address the fact that he used to be
Still
in
funny.
universe, but now in the Marvel
Forgot that
cinematic
punchline.
universe. He can do this in kind of any other film that Marvel wants to throw him in. But with this insanely huge deal, we can assume that we are going to get a Deadpool 3, most likely a Deadpool 4, and have him show up in a very big
And
movie.
Deadpool 13, apparently.
An Avengers type film, and then most likely an X-Men film as well, and then at the end, if Marvel decides to do Secret Wars, he'll be there as well. So that's 5 movies right there, and then they can sprinkle him in the MCU in other different movies here and there throughout time. which is something I think nobody would have a problem with absolutely at all. So in future videos, we'll talk more about how...
I have such a hard time believing that they would want such an enormous deal like that with him.
So you can enter for a chance to win a Cyclops Funko Pop. I'm picking a winner on Monday. Don't forget to like the video, and you can follow me on Instagram and
That looks
Twitter
like a
for
cool
live
Funko
updates.
Pop.
And as always, thank you all so much
It's
for
Monday.
watching.
You should win.
Woof woof.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
We are home,
Yeah, too late.
and it's been over 3 hours since I shot that Free Guy reaction. And they're still going to town out there, apparently.
Today's the day. They're gonna get this
one
whole
bush they gotta get rid
complex
of.
in
This
order.
one bush. Sir Daniel Sutton really appreciates you sharing what he's got exclusively on his Patreon page.
Yeah.
Patreon exclusive. Let me just transfer this information to my YouTube video.
So is this guy just running a Patreon page in which he just gives you very, very deep cut and fragile news?
Maybe, I don't know. We got to pledge to his
That's
Patreon
smart,
page now.
yeah.
Then we could mirror
We can
Warren's
beat
channel.
Warren to all
Yeah, we
these
could beat Warren. Beat Warren by-
We could beat
should-
Warren just sharing
we
this
should
guy's
do-
paid content.
What does he put it at? 12:30, 1:30 usually. We just got to do it 1 minute before he puts it up.
There you go. Just launch a silent war on the Cosmic Wonder.
Why not? I appreciate this video, Warren. You know we love you, dude. The only reason we're yanking your chain is because you're an actual friend.
We only compliment the people we hate.
Yeah, I of course believe Ryan Reynolds is going to be in the MCU. Undoubtedly, there will no doubt be him there as Deadpool. Like, if freaking get Jamie Foxx Electro, we're gonna get Deadpool, all right? So that's not the far-fetched part to me. The far-fetched part to me is them wanting such a huge deal with him, especially because out of everything that we've heard about how Kevin Feige likes to run his MCU ship, this is all speculation. And yes, this Daniel gentleman, whose last name I'm forgetting, is obviously more of a credible inside source than I've ever been, but it's still speculation at the end of the day. And on my side of this whole theory that he would be getting this enormous deal, I feel like Kevin Feige would want to make sure they could properly pull off Deadpool 3 first and pull off a couple of cameo appearances, because him appearing in all the other Marvel movies, that sounds like the right step and sounds like a blast. I think it'd be fine if he's appearing in PG-13 movies that are not a Deadpool film, but you still got to keep the Deadpool movies rated R. But you're also, this is the first time he's inheriting an actual character with the same actor from a different established universe. But then again, I don't know what the hell all the crazy stuff is that they're doing. You're hearing all kinds of weird rumors now in Marvel, like the craziest rumors of, Tom Cruise is gonna play Iron Man in Multiverse of Madness here.
Do it.
Emily Blunt is Black Widow. They're trying to, get Hugh Jackman to make an appearance. It's all rumors. This is like crazy rumors that we're hearing. Do I believe Ryan Reynolds is gonna be back as Deadpool? Of course I do. Will it be MCU connected? Of course. But to offer him such an enormous deal, bigger than Robert Downey Jr.'s, that just sounds a little far-fetched to me. Even he had to prove himself for a while. And then this deal just kept getting even bigger. This is something that we're like, oh, we just inherited Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Inherited a gold mine.
He's such a specific tonal kind of character too, because I feel like that having him in even as just a co-star role in one of these movies, like whatever Hulk was for Thor Ragnarok in a way, if that, or if it's just a cameo, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is, to me, I immediately have to question what the enormity of the contract, the deal, whatever actually is, because am I thinking here that it's only more enormous than Robert Downey Jr.'s because he gets theoretically one more movie, or is it that they're going to pay him a whole lot more or something like that?
I mean,
because
they probably would pay him a lot of money. Yeah.
They probably will pay him a lot of money. I mean, I don't know how Ryan Reynolds stacks up comparatively to RDJ now, but the thing that I would wonder most of all is, does this imply that we're gonna do 10-ish Deadpool or Deadpool plus the Avenger movies? Because what seems more likely to me is I absolutely agree that Marvel would want to see what their approach to a Deadpool movie is and how to make that work within this structure they've already established and whatnot. And it seems very likely that you could have, maybe 3 out of these 10 movies at least be Deadpool projects. But the thing about Deadpool is that he can also pop up anywhere anywhere for any length of time. And so part of me wonders if it's just, yeah, we're gonna have you in a minimum of a lot of movies, and some of those might be small appearances, some of those might be medium appearances, and a couple of them will be your own movie or something like that. Like, because he is a character that, to me, especially adding him now into the MCU, he seems almost like the one character who can exist within and also outside of everything. And so it opens up a lot of possibility, but also a lot of possibility. And so, like, you know, some of that sounds really cool to me, and some of it sounds like, yeah, we're maybe getting a little ahead of ourselves just because we know Deadpool is right now reliably lovable.
It just doesn't strike me as a maneuver Kevin Feige would want to do with a character and actor that he inherited. People have demanded, like, Charlie Cox, and he's just like written that off, you know.
Now I don't know. Now that they're having all these Spider-Man multiverse and everybody multiverse of madness, people are starting to talk again about, like, well, maybe they'll bring the Netflix heroes back. Anything seems possible right
to
now.
offer him the deal that's bigger than Robert Downey Jr.'s. I feel like that makes him now the star of the MCU.
That's how it feels.
And he might be, you know, arguably the most popular character. Well, he's one of the most popular characters within Marvel right now. Absolutely. I just don't think they want to suddenly make him the star of the MCU.
It'll take the charm away. Part of, I think, the charm of Deadpool is that he can and does exist on the fringes of what is established and, you know, the norm or the, you know, major thing we're doing right now. Part of him is to exist to poke fun at that, not to necessarily guide it intentionally as the head of the MCU or something.
I'd just be curious to know what all the details are, you know? So I don't know if the payday would be a lot bigger than Robert Downey Jr.'s because he made so much money. That guy could retire right now. Yeah, himself
Team
as an
Downey
empire.
Jr.
Ryan Reynolds, you know, you cannot recast him. He will be in here. Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little far-fetched to me at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see. It's an exciting thing. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Just commentating on it. That's all. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe this? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe to Cosmic Wonder. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell to get notified whenever we got a new YouTube video up. Last but not least,
JN Valente. I thought of you whilst watching this video because if there's anyone involved in our little circle of people who seems like they live in a perpetual fourth wall break, it is you, my friend. You are the Deadpool of the Real Rejects universe. Half the time I'm reading the things you have to say, I am tickled, I am a little uncomfortable, and I am very, very engrossed. And that is how I feel whilst watching Deadpool. I'm delighted by your presence, and I hope that you get a 10-picture deal somewhere to guide your own cinematic universe, because I have a feeling it'll be the most unique thing any of us will ever see in our lives. So, love you, buddy, and be well. Pieces.
very good.
Thanks, man. Oh, I did this mostly for you, actually, just to gain your approval. I don't care, Jan, really. But I'm glad you said that.
Don't believe this piece of news, guys.